And they said the vehicle drivers, they said they are not moving their bus. They said they are not moving their buses because they don't give them money. Which type of attitude is this one? Look at this place, we are stuck in days and we don't even have compass. We don't know where we are.
I don't know the place we are.
Everything has finished. We are done.
We don't have anything.
We don't have anything to eat. We don't have bus, we don't have anything. We don't have compass to even know our location. We're in an unknown environment with a very big danger.
Good day and welcome to another episode of What is Trending. My name is Angelo Himalayas. Now I am I have lots of info for you talking about the political era or the political scene in Nigeria, and then security issues bothering Nigerian citizens both at home and outside the country. Now, talking about the Sudan crisis, it's no longer news that the Nigerian government has made positive moves to really evacuate its citizens from Khartoum, the capital city of Sudan, alongside other countries like Brazil, France, USA, and so on and so forth. Now, in fact, Sahara reporters just brought it on detail that the federal government claimed to have spent over $1.2 million in evacuation of Nigerian citizens from Khartoum in Sudan earlier today. But something is wrong somewhere. I bet you wouldn't like to watch what I'm going to show you now, because lots of students from Sudan, from Khartoum, Sudan, have really come on air to expose something so unusual that the Nigerian government have subjected them into. What is this unusual thing? These children are stranded in the Sahara Desert, and it's not funny anymore, because lots of them have brought out video footages and video evidences showing or pointing at the fact that the drivers of these vehicles claimed to have been hired by the Nigerian government are complaining about the fact that they haven't been paid yet. So that makes the journey to Nigeria very impossible. Don't forget, they are supposed to take the Cairo route from Khartoum, Sudan, and then divert straight to Nigeria. But I would allow you to watch the video of these students while they keep their complaints and make it vivid and clear to Nigerians on air. Watch this.
Fighting. Can you imagine that we are stuck in this desert for 5 hours?
We don't know what state we are.
Like, we don't know the situation we have. We don't have what our money has finished. Can you imagine? And they said the vehicle drivers, they said they are not moving their bus. They said they are not moving their buses because they don't give them money. Which type of attitude is this one? Look at this place, we are stuck in desert. We don't even have compass. We don't know where we are.
I don't know the place we are.
Everything has finished. We are done.
We don't have anything.
We don't have anything to eat. We don't have bus, we don't have anything. We don't have compass to even know our location. We're in an unknown environment with a very big danger.
Look at this place.
Don't take us to this place. Why is Nigeria?
Okay, welcome back. I hope you watched that video there. These students have been complaining. These are children of different citizens of the country. These children feel they are on their way home, and then all of a sudden they are abandoned in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is a territory or a region known for its drought, dryness, and so on and so forth. So it is left for Abike Dabiri, the chairman of the Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, and then Mr. Geoffrey Onyama, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, to see what they could do about this, because this isn't news to our ears anymore. Lots of countries like Japan and Korea have been successfully evacuating their own citizens from Sudan. But why will Nigeria's case be quite different during a time where Nigerians are meant to believe that there is a form of new governance, a form of stable political occurrence in the country, now that a new regime is trying to come on board? So why are these irregularities taking place at this time around? It's left for those involved and those who need to see this to know what is supposed to be done about this. Now, first things first, I have a different update for you. This is going to blow your mind, but it's not so good. But I would like to take it straight from here. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has filed a petition to the Honorable Court, talking about the Presidential Election Tribunal petition, about the dual citizenship of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This has been trending for a while now. Recall 3 weeks ago that a particular journalist, an investigative one to be precise, released information that had a document which showed proof that Tinubu Asiwaju, the president-elect, possessed dual citizenship. Of course, there was no follow-up from any other party Erupting today earlier is the fact that Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate in the last general elections, has filed a petition to challenge Tinubu's dual citizenship. To talk about this and to buttress more on this, I would like professionals to talk on this to enhance easy understanding for those who are yet in the dark about the dual citizenship issue. Ojinika Obey of Arise News and then Moseni Rufai and his colleague Ruben Abati are in the studio to give a brief and detailed analysis on this particular petition filed by Atiku Abubakar. Watch this.
Mr. Andoaka ACN, who made the point very clear. One, it was not originally part of the petition. Okay, if they raise the issue, the court will look at it. But as I've said, it's of no issue, it's of no moment. Sections 25 to 29 under Chapter 3 of the 1999 Constitution provides the details as to citizenship. And to the extent that the Nigerian Constitution further recognizes dual citizenship, then of course it will be difficult to prove that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a Nigerian. The issue here is that if you are born in Nigeria, or if either of your two parents is born in Nigeria, then of course you can be president of Nigeria. The only condition whereby you cannot be president is if you acquired your citizenship by naturalization, or maybe if you had renounced your original citizenship. So I don't see how anybody will push the case that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a naturalized citizen of Nigeria seeking to be president, and or push that he was not born here, or either his parents was not born here, or that he has renounced his citizenship.
Well,
so that is the big issue there. On perjury, I've also said, look, perjury is not something you pronounce into existence. It's only a court of law that can determine that. And perjury can be oral, it can be written, but you have to go to a court of law to go and prove it. And, I think under Section 117, it even says that you have to the court has to issue an arrest warrant for that person who has perjured. And with regard to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this same issue of perjury was brought up when he became governor of Lagos State in 1999. Okay? And that case, I think, was led by the inimitable Ganifawe Ime. And they went to court, and the court ruled that that matter was already overtaken by events, because at that time, Bola Tinubu had become governor. Under Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution, he is entitled to immunity. Sometime last year, some lawyers also went to Federal High Court, Abuja, talking about this same perjury. But that case, has not been determined up to now. The same president-elect has moved into Defense House. He's already preparing to be inaugurated on May 29. Once he is inaugurated on that May 29, you cannot bring the issue of perjury against him in his, in his capacity as president of Nigeria. Right. But of course, if you file a petition, you will expect also that there will be responses. And what the APC has done is to respond to the petitions. But the court will only look at the substance, of what your petition is, and then reach a decision on that. So for that, we will have to go back to the details in the petitions, in the notices of preliminary objection, and in the cross petitions that are before the court. The court is not going to waste its time or go on a voyage of discovery like Father Christmas over matters that are not concretely before it.
Well, the petitions are coming as the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima moved into the Defense House in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, on Wednesday, ahead of their inauguration in May. The Defense House is located in the Maitama district of Abuja. It will serve as a residence until Tinubu and Shettima take the oath of office on May 29th, after which they will move to the Aso Rock Villa. Tinubu is expected to receive briefings and hold key meetings at the residence. Both men were accompanied to the Defense House by Senate President Ahmad Lawan, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, among others. Rufai, over to you.
So a couple of things are making the rounds. That's just a reflection of what is happening. Things are already going full throttle. It's moving into Defense House since he came back, getting ready for inauguration and all of that. All of that process is going. But there's also been a lot of, discordant tunes as regards even the case going on and all of that. in court. And Peter Obi did say, INEC didn't show neutrality, but the truth has to be told. INEC needs to defend itself, in all of this, because INEC's role is to be able to defend the result it produced. But that will not take away from the conversation of the conduct of the election. But most of these things will be determined by the court. Did INEC break its own laws? That's the very first question we should ask. Did INEC say it was going to transmit and it didn't do the same? Because in all of this petition I've seen, the only counter-action, one of the counter-actions I've seen was a newspaper clipping that was said that 2 days to the election, INEC said it was not going to transmit electronically. But does that newspaper clipping negate the hitherto announcement and even the Chatham House conversation that INEC said it was going to transmit electronically? It is the court that will decide all of that. So what INEC is doing here, yes, what INEC might have said, might be very vexatious on the part of Peter Obi, but INEC's role here is to be able to defend its own self in this election. And it has put out an arsenal. It said it's going to spend over 3 billion thereabout to defend itself across tribunals all over the country. But another bone of contention, I think also with this subject of interpretation will be as regards what the Supreme Court will rule about it. The case of perjury and all of that. Anyway, that has not been added to the case. But hey, people can stretch it a little further. A lot of people have even put forth some rebuttals that even in the case of Gani Fawehinmi, that there was a hiding under the fact that he was already governor. And that's the fact that there was immunity for him. That has not been pressed further. Some people are also even talking about Section 137, subsection A, about, citizenship and all of that. But most of that has been cleared.
Okay, after all analysis, you've really heard it there from these people and these viral videos. I don't have much to say because when experts talk, I feel that everything has been explained, and what has been said there is self-explanatory. We'll continue to push videos forward to see if those involved in the federal government and those who this is supposed to reach to or reach out to will make positive moves to see that these things are attended to. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos to who need it and everyone you know around you. Thank you and see you next time.